Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we are back for some more on the Ni No Kuni and the Wrath of the White Witch. And if you didn't miss out during the last one, well, we just went to Area Memory, and we placed all the different flowers so that we can know about what the last part of Queen Cassiopeia's story is all about. We just went and known about how she went and became the White Witch, and how the counselors that she also is following around with has also went and changed their appearance into how they look like now, from what we have been seeing throughout within the way of the game. Now, we are going to be reaching out into the final destination of this game here, and that is going to be known as Ivory Tower. We already went and saw that during the last episode, but now we're going to finally be able to enter on into with this way of having Tengri. Now, Tengri is the only one that can actually be able to fly off into this particular part. We can't really go and use any other transportation except for that, for our pal right there. Now, there is going to be some new familiars, and you want to be a little bit careful heading on into that way, though, because there is going to be some bone barons that are going to be showing up. Now, we already do have our own bone baron, but we're going to be seeing how they actually battle within our time, what's going to happen, because they are pretty annoying, and they do extensive a lot of damage, and you may probably want to go and use your even star move most of the time throughout here in this way. Because not to worry, there will be another checkpoint that will be showing up a little bit like halfway throughout the actual stage itself, because we are going to have to go and bow out with a boss by the name of Gallus. Now, we've already met up with Gallus before, and Gallus was actually somebody that we went and saw from the Tombstone Trail, and also with our time of the Iron Wyvern, when P was actually somewhat going back to her normal state. But now we're going to have to do a battle with this guy. Now, from what I've heard about seeing this research within Gallus here, is that he is somewhat relatively annoying when it comes to the field of the battle that's going to happen. Because he changes his weaknesses, I believe, that's what's going to be going on. So you have to be a little bit prepared for when things happen within that. But he does only have, I think, one phase. He doesn't have like 3 different phases, kind of like what the White Witch is going to have later on throughout our way of this dungeon. But I think later on, once we actually go and complete off with Gallus, we can't actually go and head on out of this dungeon, because I believe right now, I think we don't really have the option to, I believe, leave from here now. Because like once we're here, there's not really any type of exiting, unless if we need to, I guess, use the vacant spell. But I don't think we really do need that at this point in time, because we already have enough like MP as it is. But after the point that we, I want to say, reach off into after the Gallus battle, we'll probably have to leave from this way, and then we'll have to come back to the halfway point again. But also as well, with the Ni No Kuni, we are of course going to be doing Ocarina of Time within our way as well. We are going to have to go in battle with Twin Rova, a very annoying boss within the last temple, but hopefully, however, we can at least just make sure that we, well, at least accomplish that with that and get the last medallion that we do need, because Ganondorf is just almost here. Now, if you guys remember all these robots that we went and saw during our other previous dungeon exploration, well, I think if we have, I think, what's it, like the Thunderstorm spell or some sort of spell that can power these guys on, you can actually interact with those guys from those other places that we've seen them. Now, they were already like broken apart and other things, and that was the reason why that they had that weird question mark that was showing up around there. But now we actually get to go and physically fight with these actual robots. Now, these guys do have like some sort of like laser beam type of move, so you want to be very careful for when that happens, because it does take out a big old chunk of your HP that happens. But yeah, so here are some new enemies. This is the Astro Lynx. I think we have, I don't know if we have seen this final form or not yet, because I know that we've seen these type of enemies during a bounty hunting mission, but I don't think we ever got to go and meet up with this type of form yet. But they are pretty adorable, and I hopefully hope that we can at least add one into the team later. Now, if there is still going to be plenty more of these Astral Lynx, I would love to try to use Esther to befriend one of them. But we're going to use Bashra once again. Now, if I am lucky enough throughout here in the Ivory Tower, which I don't know how my luck is always, whenever there's always a finale that's going on into any type of episode, I just want to make sure that we can at least accomplish into reaching into the post game, and I wouldn't really mind seeing what Bashra's other formation is going to be, because during the post game we will be able to go and rematch all these bosses, but within different forms of what happens here. I just feel so sorry for this familiar. It's getting like literally well, I want to say not double teamed, but like triple teamed throughout that whole entire last part right there. Now, during my way off recording, I did go and do the last bounty hunting mission for what we do need in the main story, and I actually got myself a 3rd merit point, and that 3rd merit point is now accessible for us to now go and gain more EXP throughout majority of the other battles that we go to face here throughout the Ivory Tower, so that's pretty nice. Now, speaking about with EXP training and whatnot, remember those Tokos that we saw before back in the Toko Island area? Well, instead of us having to go through a Toko Island to go and find out where those guys are going to be, we're actually going to go and see these guys roaming around within the area here at the Ivory Tower. Now, I believe there's actually enemies known as the Toko Too Cold. I believe those are the final form of what is all about within the Tokos, and they do give off a smack ton of EXP. So if we ever do go and find one, and with that EXP booster that I do have from the merit point reward that I got, we should at least be able to gain a whole heck of a lot of training. And I want to say, well, if I am lucky enough, maybe throughout the White Witch battle, we really shouldn't have too much of an issue there. Now, mind you, I have heard that technically, if we're going here to Ivory Tower, with the level that we are having right now, I think currently around in the level 60 range, or maybe closer around the level 50 range, I think right now within my guys. Technically, we really should be trying to do this way too early here, because around here in this place is that you should at least be around like level 80 or so, like as the recommended level, because you can knock out the White Witch, I want to say, pretty relatively fast from here. Now, I won't mind actually having a little bit of a challenge, so we'll see how well we can actually perform with us having this level like 56. I think most of my guys are around like level 56. So we should be able to at least withstand most of her hits that happen from here. Now, I did also go and off-record buy quite a bit of other defensive gear. So majority of my guys should at least be somewhat able to protect ourselves a little bit better. Now, we do have a light now, which that is going to be passed over to Kings. So that should be interesting from there. Now, knowing a little bit about Gallus, I did hear that originally before in the DS version of Ni No Kuni, because originally before that was the OG time of Ni No Kuni of that era, but that's where Gallus was originally I guess introduced into that game, because we never really knew about Gallus until this point now in the White Witch game that is happening here. And I believe he was actually somewhat of a hidden boss that you can actually go and find within the game. I don't know if it was like an after game or something, but you could go and battle him from that time. But yeah, so it looks like now we got ourselves with a battle with some Bone Barons. So yeah, so here comes out with that Even Star. That should at least do a big old chunk of damage right there, just so that we don't have to really worry about these guys all that too much. Yeah, they do have the same type of move sets as my Bone Baron, because they do have the lower of the stats that's gonna happen, which that's a little bit annoying, but either way, it's fine. It's only just from the battle itself, so we don't really have to worry about anything else from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and use that Spring Walk, and I think this will actually give us now the Griffin Talons, which we can now go and put that over towards 2 Binge, and see how much damage that is going to be. Now, it is really nice for the attacking, but it does lower out on the accuracy, which that's not all that too great, but hopefully that's not going to become too much of an issue, though. But let's go and continue onwards. Uh-oh. Well, there's another one of these Astral Links, so let's go and battle it on one here. Is there any new guys? Yes, there is. And that is with the Neolith. Now, Neolith is another formation of, I want to say, the Paleolith that we originally had before, because like when we got Paleolith, we were able to have a 2-split evolution, and then that was for Megalith or Neolith. Now, Neolith, I want to say, is more so of, I think it's more so of the attacker base wise, I think, right? Because right now with me having Megalith, that's more so of the defensive type of partner to have, and normally Megalith kind of deals with more so of having a lot of light attacks that happen. to kind of help ourselves out on the field. No, and of course the Astral Links went and knocked me out. Now, with me having, I want to say, well, one of Swain's guys here, I think, we do have something very nice for for Delta, of course, and I think that actually revives up an unconscious player from our team, which that's pretty handy. Now, I think Lex also has a type of move that also revives up on unconscious as well, so that should be really helpful within the final battle. So I'm very happy that I went and picked up that move, which I don't know if I got that off recording or if I went and had that on recording. There we go. We're almost out of this maze. Not to worry, our checkpoint is almost pretty much close from here. So yeah, let's go and get some of that extra healing touch back up just so that we can make sure that everybody's all fully healed up again. But yeah, some of these robots are going to start popping out here pretty soon, and they will have to go and start doing some battling. Which I'm going to be a little bit terrified about. Because you guys will be seeing that once the battle does happen, I lose out on like both of my two characters out here. And I think I only had just Swain left, which I was not really all that too fond of that at all. It was just only having Swain. Okay, so we're gonna deke around that guy. Not really going really too much about worrying about the battling from there. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're not gonna go worry about that guy for now. We're gonna head into another different room. And I think we're just gonna head right on into that path, it seems like. Or yeah. I think that is the door that we normally have to go through, is where the Bone Baron is like normally stuck right there. Yeah, here we go. This is the correct place because there is another teleportation warping point here. So yeah, it's like some things kind of feel almost a little bit like how Nevermore works, but this time we got more of the warping situations that are here. So once we go and head on into this way, we should at least be somewhat fine. So there we go. Yeah, but now these robots are now walking around and flying here. And there should be a chest that's just right around in this location. So we're going to try to make sure that we go and pick it up. Now, I think this is... well, I don't know. Is this what a Great Sage Secret type of item? I'll have to try to remember that. But, yeah, we're going to have to battle out one of these maniac type of enemies right here. Or Mammoth or something. No, I think it's Maniac. Maniac Mega Mech. Now, sending out with this Eva Star, though, is not going to do a whole lot of damage to these guys, which that's going to become like a massive problem. But he is going to light up with a Twinkle Twinkle, though, and that's going to hurt for some damage. Ouch. That's like 100 damage right there. But after a little bit of some time, unfortunately, I did lose out on like 2 of my characters. But you know what? At least with Barker, we went and got this guy finished and done with, and he went and completely disappeared. There we go. Nice. Level 53 and some other good levels right there. Yeah, so now Drippy's just gonna let us know that yeah, those robots are starting to start to walk around now. But let's go and open this guy up, and that is a bottle of Sprite Dew. Okay, so it's not a Great Sage Secret. Okay. Well, Sprite Dews is still pretty nice as well. Yeah, that was the last of my fish burgers, which I think we should probably go and pick up with more of those later. Well, let's go and head through this correcting room right here. And there it is. Now, once we make it through this room, though, there is going to be an area right here that you can be able to go and sidle around. And once you go and do that, the checkpoint marker should be right here. And now you can go and do whatever type of training that you want to go ahead and do before you go about with Gallus. So that's pretty nice. But anyways, I'm going to end it off here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And of course, peace.